So one of the questions that's come in is the metric of wasted customer time, 2 beans, 2 mojo. Like, how does that gestalt fit together?
So actually, it's only really by looking back at what we did, we realized that we're actually introducing beans.
Okay.
And actually through that,
what
yeah,
that's I think something really important for our listeners, which is, when those of us who write books and think about things sort of put it all together in a beautiful story at the end, it sounds so smooth and planned and it's wonderful. At the actual moment, it's a bloody mess, right? You're sort of, well, that didn't go very well, and then, oh well, that went better than expected, and I just learned this other thing. It's not been distilled yet. And so I think, just as an encouragement, just because something didn't go the way you thought it was, don't give up hope.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. And it's actually in that PIE era is only by looking back. And what I was in amongst it, I realized that we were really unlocking the energy of the organization. And I was baffled. Why is everybody getting so excited about what we're doing? And it's only by unpacking it that we realized that the customer hour was hugely impactful as an iconic measure. It wasn't threatening. If we'd have gone after productivity, that would have been threatening, right? It was this wanting to go for the higher order purpose. One of the other things that we did during that PIE era was also very impactful, that my predecessor had been doing something very similar, but he couldn't get any changes through. And having been told about this, we just changed the process. So on the Wednesday morning of the 5-day workshop, we would invite all the seniors, all the stakeholders who own parts of the process. And the team that had been working on it frantically for the last 2 days would say, if we make these changes right now, we can have this future state that's better. Is it okay if we do it? And it's just much harder to say no to a room full of people when you see them eye to eye than just ignore the email. And 99% of the time, we got a yes. And when we got a no, we said, can we run an experiment? And so each one of these was a bean, but we never, of course, they didn't call it a bean at the time. It's only in hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, just again, a general point. I think one of the things the DBS tripped across that is brilliant is this idea of finding ways to at least come up with proxies for things that appear to be difficult to measure. And I think, Rita, you nailed it when you said you look at something like shareholder value, or you look at revenues or current stock price. That is a lagging indicator. That's a result of things that happened months, quarters, and years ago. And something like, how many customer hours are we wasting, or what is our net promoter score, or what is our employee engagement? Those are great leading indicators because those indicate what will happen in the future. And I think the more that we are able to come up with the depersonalized metrics that are leading indicators that require, no doubt, some creativity, some work, some proxies to go and do, I think we can help everybody make some of these changes happen. And I think DBS did a great job of this. Again, not intentionally in the beginning, but let's study from the kind of quasi-accidental, or celebrate during the quasi-accidental successes.